You are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair on RLM Radio.
The girl of your dreams has got to be in some bar.
Sorry, boys and girls, but this is X-rated. So if you're under 18...
Get out, goddammit!
Get the point? Good.
And now?
Bend over.
Y'all ready for this?
We do it all night long.
And now, your host, Grammy.
Oh, Lord, yes, it has been a Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday already, peeps. Holy crap-a-noli. Yeah, you are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair, and I am your hostess with the mostest whack-a-doodly shit that happens, Grammy Mary. Oh, man. And I'm wheezing because we got pollen out here. And I was mowing last night, and so if I get to wheezing too much, just bop me upside the head. Maybe that'll jar it loose. God only knows. Oh, yes, it's a Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday here in the RLM, and you are listening on either Channel 3 or on the RLMradio.xyz site or the RLM TuneIn radio station or the RLM Spreaker channel or the RLM Internet radio, or God knows. There's a bazillion RLMs out there, don't you know? Now, let me see. Yeah, and I got home from work and my electricity was, clocks were flickering and shit and it boogered up things and yeah, so I'm being glitchy. It's better than bitchy. Oh, give me time. I'll get bitchy. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, over here on Twitter. Thank you ever so much, Barman and Freedom's Network and Jabberwocky for tweeting me out there. Truly do appreciate it, guys. Great big Grammy hugs coming to you cybernetically, that is. Let's see. And what? Don't give me no shit. Because my opera has been being a poo-poo head. And I think some of it was Skype did not want to shut down. It's like, shut down, damn it. Damn it. Oh well, I'm having fun over here on this Minds place as well, because yeah, I mean it is kind of a cool place, don't you know? And there's really a very cool video that Danon shared about. She got a call from a shaman in Peru that she needed to just spread the message today to please don't be stressed out. Try and be happy campers. Look on the positive side. As Monty Python puts it, always look on the bright side of life. Oh, well, hey, I woke up this morning. The rest of the day is bonus round as far as I'm concerned. Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's see. Okay, so over on Minds, hey, I actually have... Who is that? Hi, Lucas. If you're listening in, hey there, sweetheart. How you doing? I really do enjoy your page over there on Minds. Thank you for bumping that up just a bit. I truly do appreciate it. Dannon, what did you have to say on that, sweetie? Oh, well, there you go. Always makes you smile. Well, see, smiles are what happens, and you want to just kind of spread them around. Try to remain calm for at least half. Me? Calm for a half an hour? Dang, dude. You really expected me to be an overachiever, ain't you, sock? Okay, let's see. Over here in the corner pocket, I saw Moosey was on there, but I had to refresh my Opera because, yeah, Opera was having glitchy issues. And better than bitchy issues. I think I said that before. And yeah, lots of things were being glitchy. The lovely Mary B is over here on Fakeybook. Hey there, Mary B. I know you're several other places as well. Grimner also shared me over here on this Freedom's Network site. Thank you ever so much, Grimner. I really do appreciate it. I also see the lovely Mary B is over here as well as yours truly. Hope y'all are having an absolutely awesome, splendiferous Whack-A-Doodle Wednesday. Let's see. Hey, and I got 2 more stalkers over here on Twitter. I'm now 352. Holy shit, I am an overachiever, let me tell you. Now that I have seen that, and it's just Antifa crap, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Let's be divisive. I'm just going to move along, okay? I think I will. So, hi. Ooh, hey, damn it. See, that's the thing I don't like about mines. It refreshes so freaking fast. I'm a slow leader. Leader? No, I'm a slow reader. Ooh, hey, I like that picture. Squirrel. I like this. I'm going to share it over here in the chitty chat because I like it. What? Hey, I will say that F-bomb when I'm ready, Beetle. And not a moment sooner. Okay? Or maybe I will say it a moment sooner, like sooner than I'm ready. Okay, over here on the corner pocket. Hi! Dimma, I see you. Bumpy ass pain ride. A pain ride? Or an ass pain ride. I would think that if it has to do with the ass, it would be a pain ride. Just saying. And yes, Talos, shitty ass internet, because yeah, I have tin can, kite string, and duct tape for my internet, and lots of people out here have been bitching about our crappy ass internet, and they keep saying, well, we just can't afford to upgrade, and we can't do this, and we can't do that. And I think, okay, I did the numbers. I crunched the numbers. I can add sometimes. I actually do have some business acumen, if you will. And yeah, yes, you can. You can fix it. You can make it better because this is bullshit. Y'all have been raking in the money. Come on. And you haven't been investing in the infrastructure. I expect some results for my money. Just saying. So, over here in the corner pocket, I see Dimma. I see Talos' bumpy ass pain. I also see Sock is over here, and I do believe the lovely Moose Girl is over here. Talos, honey, you just freaking weird. You know that? Just saying. Hi, Lochnar. You pledged $300 on that USB cord. Ooh. Run! Run away, run away. It's a scary monster. Okay, now, over here. Oh, hey. Ooh. Son of a. Oh, Don, you poopy head. Oh, mother pass bucket. Fudgicles. Okay. Hey, y'all. Over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give me static. And yeah, I do kind of sort of pay attention to the corner pocket and the RLM, although I do have my squirrel moments. That is for darn sure. So, over here, right up top, I see Barman, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. You get a beetle cookie? Oh, you said you're going to kiss my Watt sock puppet? Huh? Neener, 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 you. Nanny, nanny, boo-boo, stick your head in dog do. I'm so mature, don't you know? I also see Grimner is over here, who is the RLM god, don't you know? If you don't know it, then damn it, there you go. Son of a what? Beetle, you goof. No, I haven't said it yet. But I did say neener, neener, neener. Hey, Moosey. How you doing, woman? I hope you're having an absolutely phantasmagorical WHACK-A-DOODLE Wednesday. And the lovely Kate is here. Hey, Kate, how you doing, sweetheart? Alias D, or Alias, however you wish to. Anyone hear her? I don't know. I hear me, but I hear me a lot, and it kind of gets scary from time to time. What? What? No problem. What? Does Talos have a repo? No. Egg drop, huh? I had egg drop soup over the weekend. Nom, 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 nom. Thanks, Tom, for reminding everyone. Yes, Grimmy is all over the place. Son of a what? You guys. Asmodeus. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? I see you've moved down in the line just a skosh. And, yeah, son of a frick. Oh, goodness. The lovely Beth Z. Happy birthday, Beth Z. Happy birthday to you. Boop, boop. Happy birthday to you. Boop, boop. Happy birthday, happy birthday. She chats in a zoo. You know that, don't you? Okay, Chalcedony's here. Hey, Chalcedony, how you doing? Thanks for having that going on. I also see we got a double dip and a Chloe going on. That, of course, Chloe's alter ego, the hippie, is playing along today. Looking for something more abrupt? Oh, stutter fingers, huh? I like abrupt. I'm going to have to come up with a definition for that. Okay. I'm here. Kind of, sort of. Maybe. Almost. I think. I also see IB Don C is here, who got me with the duck. Damn it. Damn it. Let's see. Who else is here? Java Doctor 2 is in the house. Hey, Java. And RLM Fluke, the Vanna White of the cybernetic world, don't you know? Or at least over here in the RLM. I also see Rob Works. Hey, Rob, did you do the bubbler? It's a what birthday? Happy will apply. Well, you know, that first one a lot of times makes it happy, or at least puts a smile on your face, or should give you some kind of unusual expression on your face. You know, like making you turn Japanese or sing opera. Okay, where am I at? I don't know. Just no one is here. Hey there, you trusty feller. I also see Vinny. Vinny! How you doing, hon? Phantom is here. Yay, Phantom. As well as Beto, who's trying to get me to drop an F-bomb, but I just haven't done it yet because I haven't gotten to any articles yet that make me want to drop an F-bomb. Just saying. Bin Chicken is here, as opposed to Bin Laden. I wonder what it feels like to be Laden. Be Laden? Okay. Off on a tangent. Hi, BTC Bob. How you doing, sweetheart? I also see Colfax 101, who is the alter ego of Nenson Dubois, but he doesn't want to give me that fun little mouth exercise name today. So see how you are. Dimma is here. Hi, Dimma. How are you doing, sweetie? I also see Frumpy. Frumpy always shares such fun little fur baby things and tags me in them. And it's like, thank you, Frumpy. I needed the smile and the little fur baby. Aww. I also see Gooberzilla. Gooberzilla. You know, see, every time I see that name, I think of Godzilla with the goober Jughead hat. Remember the Archie's cartoons with Jughead, or the comic books, and that hat? I would love to see. 2 minutes. Is it? So, do you guys have a bet going or something? Let's see. 2 minutes, huh? Give me one. Who you got to bet with, Beetle? That'll decide if I want to say that F-bomb or not. Or maybe not. Let's see, Gooberzilla. Yeah, I was thinking about Godzilla with the goober hat. That would be funny. You know, and maybe the mechanic shirt with the grease stains on it. That's what I picture every time I see that name. Guest 57209. Hey there, guest. How you doing? Let's see. 5 and 7 is 9. Plus 9 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. Guest 2. Jehovah 1. See that? I just counted down. Hi, Jehovah 1. You've been a booming, everybody, haven't you? Juana Taco. Ooh, Juana Taco. Sock puppet? There's your karma. Well, fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. There you go, Beetle. There's your F-bombs. Feel better? So, do you get a cookie or does Sock? I just want to know. You guys. Okay. Yeah. Juana tacos. See, tacos normally sound good, but you know what? I'm having lasagna. It's actually in the oven right now. So this is going to be interesting. I have it set just a little bit lower so that it doesn't overcook whilst I'm on the radio, because I put it on, I was multitasking, getting prepped for the radio and getting my lasagna going in the oven. So maybe that's why things are hinky. I also see Kozu is here. Damn it! I forgot to grab my Kozu. Kazoo. Miri B. Hi, the lovely Miri B from Down Under. How are you doing, sweetheart? Oh, Beetle gets a oat milk. Oh, now, thank you, Sock. A triple chocolate cookie. Oh, my God. And a glass of milk. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, and a peanut butter cookie, too. Oh, and a bowl of ice cream. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Now I'm going to have to bake. Because now you got me hankering for actual baked goods. And seeing as how I do happen to have some zucchini in the freezer that I need to cook up. So, yeah, I think I'll make some zucchini muffins. Ooh, and I saw the way coolest recipe for zucchini bread. Oh, cheesy zucchini bread. I'm going to have to try that too. Oh, shit, I should have done that tonight for the lasagna. Oh, well. Back to saying, hey, last one I do believe was the lovely Miri B from Down Under. I also see Moy. Moy, 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 Moy. We want Moy, Moy, Moy. And looky there, Poxified. Hey, Poxified. Have you been poxed lately? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. I would just get jealous. I also see Pon sauces in the house, as well as the lovely Rain. And the lovely Rain could make moisture fall out here in Grammy land, because I know I was bitching about it earlier, but I got my north lot mode and I got inside the fence mode. So, if you want to rain, that would be cool. And then that way I don't have to go and water my garden when I get done tonight, which I'm probably going to have to do anyway. But what the heck? I have tomatoes set. I got a boatload of tomatoes set on, and I got a boatload of peppers, and I got a lot of pumpkins not pumpkins, good Lord, potatoes to dig. No cukes yet. Lots of blooms, but no cukes. Damn it. Oh well. And I've been harvesting string beans, so purple ones. Num 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 num. So, okay. A full scotter. Oh, cool. A full scotter. Ooh. Oh, Beth, I just got this mental image. Thanks. Rain. Yeah, I was talking about rain. Rain, you can make it precipitate out here. I would truly appreciate it. Sock Puppet, who gave me cookies. Thank you, Sock Puppet, for the cookies. I truly appreciate it. And you too, RLM Fluke. You did a wonderful job. Thank you ever so much. I also see, some Kandahar bud. Ooh, puff, puff, pass. I will just have to do Rain is napping. Bummer. Rain. Hey, everybody, while she's napping, somebody get a bucket of warm water. I'm naughty. I also see Tip Bob is here, the second or the other half of the Bob twins. And hey, to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Tom W1111. However, magical number, angelic number. Not quite angelic number, because that would be 4 ones. Like 1111 or something like that. 11. So, well, holy crap. I knew I forgot to do something. I am one of 20. Wow. I'm one of 20. 20 what? I don't know that I want to know. Let's turn this down. There we go. Yeah, because, wow, that was kind of loud. So, Catherine, what is that? If, huh, ooh, ah, he, ha, oh. Shit to do with the... please read the 28th Amendment. What the hell is this? I don't want another goddamn amendment. Our present situation, yada, yada, yada. Children of Congress members do not have to pay back their college student loans. Kiss on my what? Staffers of Congress family members are also exempt from having to pay back student loans. So, are they really? Oh, should have made that $9,999. Yeah. Excellent idea, Beth. Excellent. Because you know what? I'm going to win Powerball tonight, just so as y'all know. So please keep contributing to the pot. Because, yeah, I am going to win the big Powerball. And I will share the wealth. Because, seriously, several $100 million. What the hell am I going to do with that except give it away? Okay, I'll buy a few things. But other than that, yeah. Family is going to love me until they don't. And yeah, pretty much it's going to be, yeah, that kind of money. That's an awful lot of money. That's an awful lot of money. But you know what? I think I could go through it pretty freaking fast by giving it away. I know I could. Because I know there'd be an awful lot of people standing there with their hand out going, you love me, right? Doesn't mean I like you. Moving along. Let's see. Members of Congress can retire at full pay after only one term. Kiss on my what? Members of Congress have exempted themselves from... Yeah, I know they've done all this. So what the hell is the 28th Amendment? Oh, the proposed 28th Amendment. Do you seriously think that Congress is going to agree to anything that's going to cut their wages, cut their time that they get to suck on the public tit? Seriously? Those people are entrenched. The only way to get them out is get with a crowbar. Pry their sorry asses out. Okay, the proposed 28th Amendment, according to what's going around on Fakey Book, is Congress shall make no law that applies to the citizens of the United States that does not apply equally to the senators and or representatives, and Congress shall make no law that applies to the senators and or representatives that does not apply equally to the citizens of the United States. Okay, I kind of sort of like that. You'll build me a blanket house? Oh, that would be so sweet, Sock Puppet. You would just be the most awesomest sock puppet. Okay, you're already the most awesomest sock puppet in the whole wide world, but that would be cool. Don't kid yourself. They be warned at much lower amounts. Actually, I think the IRS is warned at $5,000. At least that's according to the bank in town. With if you're wanting to withdraw or deposit $5,000, they have to notify the IRS. Yay! Those internal raping son of a... Okay, whatever. Yeah. Thank you, Catherine. I'm not going to share that. Just because I don't do chain letter things. But thank you anyway for thinking of me, sweetheart. Truly do appreciate it. Let's see. What else? What a wonderful day. Comment. Oh, you know, somebody shared a thing that you need to, what's that? There you go. Okay. So, somebody said, I deserve abundance and prosperity. Okay, I get that. Everybody thinks that they deserve abundance and prosperity. Thank you, Chris Tomei, for sharing that. The problem is, you know, all these people that are into this whole law of attraction thing, what they don't realize is if you truly, honestly believe in the law of attraction, which I really do, I believe that what you focus on, you will see more of and you will get more of because you're focusing on it. So when I saw this, I said the problem is people wish to attract abundance, but they don't pay attention to their own thoughts and actions. It's all a matter of where your focus lies. The universe doesn't care what you're focusing on when you ask for abundance. It just requires that you focus. Focus, damn it, focus. So, if you wish for an abundance of blessings, then you must be of the mindset of seeing and appreciating all the blessings in your life. And focus on that. But if your focus is constantly on your troubles, your challenges, your woe is me, I don't have enough money, I don't like my job, can't find a significant other, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. If you're always focusing on the suck-ass government, or that you don't have this, or that you don't have that, you know what the universe is going to keep giving you? It's going to keep giving you reminders that you don't have those things. It's what it's going to do. And it's going to keep giving you things that will make you really realize you don't have the things to do what you wish to do. Stop focusing. Yes, outflow equals inflow. Correctamundo, sock. So, if you really, honestly, and truly wish to have abundance in a certain area, you need to focus on that area, and that takes some work. You got to get your mindset right. You got to stop always going, oh, but, no. Just go, hey, dude, it's an awesome day. Because you know what? You'll eventually convince yourself it is. And so long as you don't have some other asshole come in and just totally douche on your awesome day, you will have an awesome day. But occasionally, there are those free roaming assholes that come around and they go, I'm going to shit on your parade. That's when you step around. Or if you step in it, which I have had the occasion of doing from time to time, if you step in it, wipe it off on them. They brought it. May as well get to share it. Right. So, and remember, when you focus on your blessings, sometimes something that is not necessarily so happy is a blessing in disguise, because it teaches you a lesson that makes you stronger. So, look at everything as a blessing and a lesson. That's what I try to do, at least. Don't always accomplish it. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, wow, I just really, want to let my condescending asshole part of me jump out and play, because, oh, thank you, Rob Works. Thank you for the bubbler. Truly appreciate it. Douche canoe. I think I know what that is. A douche, or at least I know what I have pictured as a douche canoe. Why would President Trump endorse Fox News? I don't know why he would endorse faux news. Okay, lots and lots and lots of comments. Sweet. Okay, over here on Minds. Those people are being busy over there sharing their minds. Awesomeness. Y'all just keep it up. That's just way cool. Share your mind. But also make sure that you keep your mind open so that when others share theirs, you have a little bit of room to take in what they're sharing. You don't have to keep it, but you can at least let it in for a little while, and if it disrupts everything else inside your head, if that's a bad disruption, kick it out. If it makes you rearrange a few things, then hey, not necessarily a bad thing, is it? Or, I don't know. I try to keep an open mind, but not so open that it falls out and runs away, because it's done that a time or two, and then it won't return my calls. Son of a bitch. So, you don't have what you need to do what you want, so suck it. Or do this to get that, then you can do what you want to do. So, doobie doobie doo, be doobie doobie, doobie doobie doo, shooby doobie doobie. That's right, Grammy. If you want something bad enough, you will do something to acquire it. Thought is always the first step. Action comes next. So, let's see. Where do I want to go? Oh, let's go with something fun, shall we? I saw this one. I don't even remember where I saw it, but it was earlier today. and I seriously spit my coffee. And the guys over at the parts counter were going, uh-oh, what's she laughing about? And when I finally regained my composure and was able to breathe and talk again, they had to explain to me part of this because, well, you'll find out. Here's the headline. This is from thesoutherndaily.co.za. Zimbabwe prophet claims that he beat up God in a heaven wrestling match and wins using the Batista bomb. Now, I had to ask what the Batista bomb is, because I didn't watch. I mean, once Rufus R. Jones quit wrestling, in other words, a long time ago when I was a kid, and actually it was before Rufus quit wrestling, when I was growing up, they came to town in my hometown of Hayes, America, and they were working out and swimming at the indoor swimming pool that was about a block away from my house. So all of us kids, you know, being little rascals that we were, because we really thought we were the little rascals, we went down and we went swimming with them. We went Rufus R. Jones, Handsome Harley Race. Oh, Lord, I can't remember the other ones. Those are the two that just come to mind. Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair was there. Can't remember any of the other ones. There was several of them. Oh, who was the Indian, the Indian guy that was, you know, he always had the war bonnet. Oh, well, they were swimming and we got to go swimming with them. And, you know, once we found out kind of sort of what they were doing, you know, because they pretty much let us know that sometimes in those clinches, if it looks like they're being really nasty and shit talking each other, no, they're making it look like they're shit talking each other when actually they're going, dude, am I still coming over for supper tonight? You need me to bring a bottle of wine? What the heck? You know, so seriously, that's what they did. So, or at least that's what they told us they did. And we were kids and we believed them because it was like, they wouldn't lie to us. They're wrestling stars. Oh, the things you believe when you're a child, which is why they teach you a lot of that shit when you're a child, because you're gullible. In any case, back to this. This guy used a Batista bomb. I still have no freaking clue what a Batista bomb is other than a wrestling move or maneuver. But Harare, maybe this was in Harare, a local controversial prophet from Zimbabwe, has made sensational claims that he fought and defeated God in heaven in a heaven-sanctioned wrestling match. Well, have you talked to my mother yet? Because she's been slotted to take over. At least that's why she's still here, because, yeah, God and the devil are both afraid she'll take over. And she will. Prophet T. Madugwi's flyer stated that the absurd claims has since gone viral on social media, attracting thousands of shares. Ooh, it's viral. It attracted thousands. Alrighty. Speaking to a local reporter, the prophet said that he was going around heaven checking the territorial integrity of the country when he bumped into God. How you doing, Jehovah? Wanna wrestle? Apparently, as the army commander of the Heavenly Battalion, I was inspecting the territory to make sure that there were no intruders. You know, those devilish little imps that are trying to come up and have some of that frappuccino that's so famous up in heaven. Then I saw God, and I asked him to bless me. You know, the same way he did with Jacob. But he refused and tried to run away. So I chased him. And we began to wrestle. I'm picturing this old guy with the flowing white hair and a flowing beard in a white robe wrestling with this guy. And it's amusing as hell. Apparently the prophet claims that God attempted to do a suplex on him, which was a popular maneuver which involves throwing one's opponent over one's own body so that they land on their back. But I ducked the suplex and then lifted him up and delivered a Batista bomb. lay on top of him, and one of the angels counted to 3. Okay, one of the angles. Oh, so the angles counted to 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a very small angle. God regained his consciousness much later, and he apologized and then blessed me. Why were you wanting a blessing from God when you already pinned him? I mean, that pretty much means that you took him out, dude. God then prayed for me for over 30 minutes, and it's not clear who God was praying to. Himself. Duh. He was probably over there in the corner going, please me. Don't let me smite him here in front of all the angels, because that would really, look tacky and petty. But just please me, give me the strength. Apparently, the prophet invited those who doubt him to come to his church on Sunday, where he will play a video recording of the match. I want to go. Who's with me? Let's go check this shit out, shall we? I want to go. 1, 2, 3, pin. That would be so funny. What? Huh? As long as the game exists. What? Okay, what's it? I see lots of puff passing going on here. Okay, let's see. Now that I had the fun one out of the way, let's put this over here on the effing site as well, because I know y'all will appreciate this. Yes, Estrella, love is a many-splendored thing, and those are very pretty tulips. Oh, Bob. Bob just shared a real funny over here on this Freedoms Network. Y'all need to check it out. Yeah. Hi, Rascal. Rascal has decided to get on my lap and help me. Help me, Rascal. Thank you, baby girl. She has been rather standoffish on the radio of late. I don't know why. But apparently, she's feeling kinda I like my mommy today. Claws and all. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Oh, Lord. This is just too freaking funny. So. Where's a guy that'll go 1, 2 free pin? Grammy, we don't have a 1, 2 free pin guy. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, well. We got this guy, though. Okay. Come on. Thank you. So, what y'all talking about? You're making a canoe out of your aggressors, huh? All right, hon. There you go. I know Rob Works. I want some of that stuff that gentleman was smoking, because holy crap-a-noli, it must be some really good shit. Damn. Okay. Now, where do I want to go next? Oh, let's go to another equally maniacal thing, shall we? I saw this one earlier today as well, and I thought, oh, come on, please. And I don't remember if it was on Minds or if it was on the RLM or hell. I got in the car and drove home, and it's almost like a mind wipe kind of thing, don't you know? Of course, it's kind of nice because, although it's kind of freaky deaky as well, because we got corn on either side of the road going home, and it's getting quite tall. This morning, I saw 2 deer that were getting ready to cross the highway in front of me, and it's like, no, babies, please don't do that while I'm coming up on that curve and all that, because no, babies. Which there were vehicles coming from the other way, and they decided to go back underneath the train tracks, but that's a whole other. In any case, yeah, there's idiots everywhere, and apparently MS ESPN pulls Asian announcer named Robert Lee off the UVA game to avoid offending idiots. Idiots everywhere. Are you shitting me? No, seriously, they did. The ESPN, they issued an official statement on moving Robert Lee from the Virginia game. We collectively made the decision with Robert to switch games as the tragic events in Charlottesville were unfolding, simply because of the coincidence of his name. In that moment, it felt right to all parties. It's a shame that this is even a topic of conversation, and we regret that who calls play-by-play for a football game has become an issue. It's become an issue because you made it one, ass munches. Seriously? But his name is Robert Lee. Yeah, and I listened to Lee Compton, is that who that is, on RT? I wanted to bitch slap him too. It's like, seriously, hon? All those statues need to come down. Kiss my what? No, those statues need to remain, if for no other reason than as a reminder of those people at that time period thought this kind of behavior was appropriate. They got into a squabbling match. They still put up statues. And we need to remember that people actually, people used to do all kind of shit. People used to burn women at the stake as witches too. Are you going to go and tear down all of Old Salem? Because I'm sure there's an awful lot of Wiccan people that would, if they were so inclined to be so easily butthurt, would go, well, I'm offended by that and it brings back traumatic memories, even though they were not burned at the stake as witches. Oh, well, back to this. Additionally, I had a conversation with a senior employee at ESPN who wanted to make it clear that this was not a mandate or a demand from the company, that it was a people-first decision, and that assignments are switched all the time. Yeah, because we're afraid that someone's going to butt pucker and we just might lose some advertising revenue. Last I checked, the definition of a terrorist is someone that uses threat or fills you with fear, such unreasonable fear, that you make decisions based on how they may act or react to what you are currently doing. That is the definition of a terrorist. When someone does things or says things to you that cause you enough concern, whether it be reasonable or not, to change your behavior patterns or change the way you talk, simply to keep them from getting aggressive or doing something that you deem to be not helpful towards yourself. You are bending over backwards to terrorists, you big wussy-woos. Granted, they are wambulance chasing terrorists, but none the same, they are terrorists. By the strict definition of the word. Stop bending over backwards. That is like a parent telling a child, no, you may not have a cookie, and the child starts throwing a hissy fit and says, I'm going to hold my breath until you give me a cookie. Now, a good parent will say, okay, go for it. I would like to see you turn blue. Because a good parent knows that child will start breathing once they pass out. Or they will stop holding their breath when they realize that the parent is not going to fall for their bullshit. That's what you need to do in these situations. Go, okay, fine, whatever. And if they were to destroy your property, press charges against the little fuckwads, because that's what they need. They are behaving like petulant 3-year-olds. And actually, my children, when they were 3 years old, did not behave that badly. Because if they did, they went to their room. And there were a couple of times they went to their room rubbing their backside because they got a swat along with the go to your room. And trust me, the go to the room way back in the day was not go and play on your Nintendo or your Game Boy or with your iPad or your PC or whatever, or even listen to your boombox, because when they went to their room, I took all that stuff out of the room and brought it with me. I was an evil mom. I was a mean mom. But you know what? Both of my girls grew up pretty damn good. And they are both damn good moms now. So, they don't put up with that bullshit either. Stop putting up with it, people. Jeez, oh Pete. This goes on to say, in a story that seems made for The Onion, but is actually true, according to multiple Outkick fans inside ESPN, MS ESPN decided to pull an Asian college football announcer named Robert Lee off the William and Mary at University of Virginia college football game because they were concerned that having an Asian football announcer named Robert Lee would be offensive to some viewers. Well, I'm offended by the behavior of them taking him off of announcing that football game. Not that I would have listened to the football game. I don't listen to any of that shit anymore. But still. Wait a minute. Did they mention Robert Lee is of Asian descent? So is this even real life anymore? No. Somebody really needs to stop this world and let me go back to the alternate universe that I was used to, because this one is full of namby-pamby butt wipes. This might even be worse than MS ESPN apologizing for the fantasy football slave draft a couple weeks ago. To avoid offending left-wing idiots, Robert Lee, the Asian college football announcer, not the Confederate general who died in 1870 and shares a name with him, was switched to the Youngstown State at Pittsburgh game. And Dave Weekly, maybe that should have been spelled WEAKLEY, will now call the William and Mary at University of Virginia game. Really? Wait a minute, unless someone tries to take down Dave Weekly's statues between now and kickoff, you never know. So, which in that case then ESPN would be royally fucked. As well they should be right now anyway. Oh, am I making you feel Randy, Sock? Who's Randy? Oh, these namby-pambies, every damn one of them. It goes on to say, but seriously, is there anything more pathetic? No. Than ESPN believing people would be offended by an Asian guy named Robert Lee sharing a name with Robert E. Lee and calling a football game? Only if he was dressed in a Confederate outfit with the saber and the hat and the little goatee beard, and that would be cool. That would be cool. I'd watch that game. Just to see people go, oh my God! Yeah, aside from some hysterical photoshops, the internet memes, which would make everyone with a functional brain laugh. Yeah. Robert E. Lee pulling out all the stops to stay in Charlottesville now. So, what was the big fear here? Does ESPN really believe people are this dumb? Or that having an Asian announcer named Robert Lee is too offensive for the average TV viewer to handle? I don't know if they are, but they will be soon enough because y'all are propagating this kind of bullshit. By the way, the place that I originally saw this posted, it was part of a quick little blog thing by Holy Fuck. Which, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought when I saw this. Holy fuck. And it's spelled HOELEFUK. So, to go along with the whole Asian theme, because the guy's Asian. Yeah. Bunch of fucking idiots. That's all there is to it. Man. Let the butthurt games presume. Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, I needed a drink. So, let's see. Dun, da, 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 da. I gotta put this over here on this Freedoms Network because, yeah. Holy fuck. I think I will actually say that. I think I will. Just because. Only I'll spell Lee different. And fuck different too. Because, well, I can. Spelling, schmelling. Who needs proper spelling? Okay. Where else? Oh, seeing as how we're going along these lines anyway, having a real good time with the little precious little snowflakes, even though, no, they're not really snowflakes, although they might be very gentle, very tender. They might really have, I think he is related to Humongous. Or maybe someone was just talking to Humongous and said, Humongous, holy fuck. Oh, good, Rob. Well, let's have a little bit more fun, shall we? Because United Nations just had to get into the game as well. Because, well, they seem to think that since we gave them property in New York City, that they can tell us how to do things. Really? Well, if it comforts you to think that way, you just go right ahead on thinking that way, darling. So, and I know, I'm going to that site. CNN.com. Yeah. Every once in a while. Shut up. I do not want you to auto-start. Yeah. Trump delivers angry, divisive speech in Phoenix. Okay, y'all are going to call it angry and divisive. I'm probably going to call it saying what a lot of people are thinking, but they're not saying it because, well, they don't have Secret Service surrounding them 24/7, which I think would totally suck. Because, what do you imagine they talk about, on their time off? Damn, dude. I had to go check the bathroom before POTUS went in. Trumples. Apparently he had pinch loaf. Holy crap, I had to stand outside that door, make sure nobody interrupted him. Lord, holy crap is, wow. Because when he pinched a loaf, whew, it was not a pleasant aroma. Let me tell you, I should be getting hazard pay for this shit. Literally. So. I had to do that. It's a moral imperative. It's pretty much what I think of anybody in government and at CNN. But hey, that's where this link goes. So, according to CNN, United Nations human rights experts, which you do know that's a drip under pressure. Former drip under pressure. Experts. So, they have called upon the U.S. government and political leaders to unequivocally and unconditionally reject and condemn racist hate speech and crimes. Okay. Call them all out. Everyone. Don't just be picking and choosing. Nail them all. If you're gonna condemn it all. The panel said it was alarmed by recent displays of racist violence and, without mentioning U.S. POTUS Trumpelstiltskin by name, because, they just probably said, the one with the orange hair, the Oompa Loompa guy? Yeah. They condemned the failure of the highest political level to unequivocally reject and condemn such activity. Like that's going to stop it? Oh, my highfalutin rhetoric is going to make all of those people that are out there throwing rocks, throwing bricks, swinging pipes, throwing smoke bombs, kicking smoke bombs, yelling epithets. Yeah, my ever so forceful political views and unequivocal rejection and condemnation of them will make them stop. They will hear such things and they will go, oh, we're sorry, our bad. You will quickly hear the clatter of dropping pipes and rocks, and people will turn away as if puppy dogs with their tails tucked between their legs. Yes, it works like that. Not. Morons. Apparently, after the recent violence in Charlottesville, Virginia, the United Nations Committee on... Ooh, it was a committee. Wow, and that committee acted how fast? Usually committees take 15 months before they even convene. In any case, the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination asked U.S. authorities to investigate fully and to address the root causes of the proliferation of such racist manifestations. Well, I could tell you what the root causes are, but you probably wouldn't like it too much because y'all are the root cause. Because y'all work together. You's in cahoots. Don't you know? That's racist. Yeah, and the eclipse was racist too, because it went over territory that is predominantly resided in by people who are not of color. Really? Have you been to those places? That's number one. Number two, okay, out here in the middle of the boonies, yeah. There's brown, there's white, there's all kind of colors out here. Just saying. So, yeah, don't give me that racist bullshit. Besides the fact that there ain't no such thing as racism, except for what y'all created a long time ago to start this whole divisive bullshit. Oh, and while I'm on a bitch rant, there were blacks that were selling other blacks into slavery over here in the United States. Way back in the day. And, you know what else? I'll clue you in on something here. Black slaves were actually prized more than Irish ones. Yeah, black slaves were worth more than Irish slaves. And I got to tell you, Irish people are about as white as you can get. Just saying. So, if y'all want to get all butthurt over who was a slave and who wasn't, just about every skin tone on the... Well, no, I take that back. Every skin tone on this planet has been a slave at one time or another. And you know what's even more special about that right now? Is with the way this fictitious entity called Gooberment, we are all slaves now. So, y'all are just bitching about what color cages you're in. Shut up. Tired of it. Apparently, this committee, which monitors states' implementation of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, said that there should be no place in the world for white racist supremacist ideas or any other ideologies that reject a core human rights principles of human dignity and equality. Okay, so there should be no place for racist white supremacists. But they don't say anything about Black Lives Matters or the Black Caucus or, these places that women only, or blacks only, or Hispanics only, or, the United Negro College Fund, those kind of things, those are okay. Because it's not white people that's doing it. If you're going to be bigoted against someone for an immutable trait, it doesn't make a shitting bit of difference what color your skin is or what color their skin is. Doesn't make a shitting bit of difference. It's what's inside your head that's fucked up. Okay? Apparently, its decision to issue the statement was taken under its early warning procedure. Whoop, 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 whoop. This is an early warning. We will step in and make you... Ooh, here comes the white hats. Why are the UN soldiers white hats? I think that's racist. Why is Snow White? I think that's racist. Come on, if you're going to be maniacal and asinine about this shit, let's really get maniacal and asinine, okay? I can play. Ooh, the solar eclipse blacked out the sun. Ah! Racist! Assholes. We are alarmed by the racist demonstrations with overtly racist slogans, chants, and salutes by white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and Ku Klux Klan, promoting white supremacy and inciting racial discrimination and hatred. This is from the committee chairwoman, Anastasia Krickley. You don't have a problem, though, with Black Lives Matters and with individuals in that group saying that all whites should die. Fun stuff like that. Oh no, that's okay. Two wrongs don't make a right, sweetheart. They don't. And becoming the monster that you claim to be fighting against does not put you on higher ground. It makes you mucking around in the sludge and shit just as much as the guy you're calling out on it. We call on the U.S. government to investigate thoroughly the phenomenon of racial discrimination targeting. In particular, people of African descent, ethnic or ethno-religious minorities, and migrants, she said. Well, Sweetheart, if it's going to be called racial discrimination, let's not make particulars. Any kind of discrimination due to skin tone is wrong. Any kind of discrimination due to gender is wrong. If you aren't going to make blanket statements about shit, here's a blanket statement from my blanket fort. Any kind of discrimination for an immutable trait is wrong, especially if you don't know the individual face to face, up close and personal. If you wish to make a judgment call on an individual that you know personally, that is on you. But if you make a judgment call on everyone else that either looks like or talks like that individual, you are wrong. There's your blanket statement. Assholes. Okay. Apparently CERD also... Oh, it's CERD. Wow. They also urged the United States to ensure that the rights to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly are not used with the aim of destroying or denying the rights of others, and to guarantee that such rights are not abused in order to promote racist hate speech and crimes. Okay, the freedom of speech thing, that whole First Amendment, which was not giving a right to anyone. It was putting a limitation on the government, just for starters. But that is not there to protect all of the little words and the way they're put together in a manner that you find pleasing or somewhat appropriate or agreeable or even somewhat agreeable to. That is there to ensure that others that say things that you find uncomfortable, that you find extremely distasteful, when they are allowed to say that shit as well. They are also free to suffer the repercussions of such words. So if you say something that someone, doesn't care for, and they should happen to talk back to you, well, guess what? That's the repercussions of what you said. I get to deal with it quite often, actually. I know that shocks you, but I do. So, this whole shit of urge the United States to ensure that rights to freedom of expression, yes, and from what I understand, not that I agree with them, but the white nationals, neo-Nazis, whatever you want to call them, their people over there, they had a permit. They actually went through the hoops, jumped through those flaming hoops, and they got a piece of paper that gave them permission to exercise their free speech, which I think is just absolutely asinine, that you have to get a piece of paper that says, I had permission to exercise my right. That is just a natural right. And the others showed up to stir the pot. Well, you know what I think about people that are pot stirrers, those that want to stir the shit pot? I think they should have to lick the spoon. That's what I think. Yes, 1 person was killed and 19 were hurt in that incident. It was sad. I don't know what all went on. I was not there. I have seen videos, but I've also seen videos that have been doctored, so I don't necessarily trust videos anymore either. Don't really trust this bullshit. But this mindset just infuriates me to no end. It's like, my goodness, people. You cannot pick and choose on this shit. Either it is a blanket statement that everyone has a right to express themselves, or no one has a right to express themselves. Either way. Holy shit. Good thing I didn't try to get that duck, because damn, although there's sock, everybody else was hugging it. Hug that duck. Hug a duck. Make it quack. And CNN, naturally, they are going to put out that narrative, because that's what they do. They don't like Trumpelstiltskin. Well, you know what? I don't like Trumpelstiltskin either. But I also don't like liars that take someone else's words and warp them or mold them to their own agenda. That tends to tick me off just a skosh. And then I have to stop and think that, wow, I do the same thing, but I do it to be funny. Don't always accomplish it, but this is a steaming pile as far as I'm concerned. Steaming pile. Butt out, United Nations. Butt out. Clean up your own backyard first. That's what I got to say about that. So, what's this? Pay? What? So, I got some notifications over on mine. Let me see what's going on over here. Oh, lots of people chatting on Dannon's. Yay! Yay! Good job. She started a hell of a thread going there. That's awesome. Awesome. Oh, and speaking of awesome, I can smell my lasagna cooking. Mmm. Thank God I don't have much longer. Okay. Back to my pocket I go. Seeing as how I've been picking on Trumples and picking on this and picking on that. So let's step into, how about we go to Scott Adams' blog from last week, actually. I think it's rather appropriate. How to Know You're in a Mass Hysteria Bubble by Scott Adams. Picture me doing the curtsy with the little thing on the dimple on my chin. Yes, I have a dimple on my chin. So, history is full of examples of mass hysterias. They happen fairly often. The cool thing about mass hysterias is that you don't know when you're in one. But sometimes the people who are not experiencing the mass hysteria can recognize when others are experiencing one, if they know what to look for. So I'll teach you what to look for. And you know, as soon as he said, the picture right underneath there is those great big inflatable things that you know, it's like you're inside of it and you go bounce against each other. I want some of those. God, those look like fun. But I have a feeling if I went outside and had one of those and started playing, my dogs would probably think I was a ball and they would chase me all over the yard. Goofy dogs. Nothing to do with the goofy owner. So, a mass hysteria happens when the public gets a wrong idea about something that has strong emotional content, and it trigger, I've been triggered. It triggers cognitive dissonance that is often supported by confirmation bias. Yes, because, I am going to preach to the choir, and the choir is going to tell me, hallelujah, and let me know that, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and they agree with me because they're my choir, and they agree. That's the way it works, People talk into echo chambers. It's just a natural thing. So, in other words, people spontaneously hallucinate a whole new and usually crazy-sounding reality, and believe they see plenty of evidence for it. I found the evidence right here. I got into a conversation the other day with someone, and he started calling me a flat earther, and it's like, oh, simply because I said not really, I have become a flat earther. Thank you. I will let you know where I live, it's flat. It's kind of cool that way. I can see for miles. So, the Salem witch trials are the best known example of mass hysteria. The McMartin preschool case and the tulip bulb hysteria are others. The .com bubble probably qualifies. And we might soon learn that the Russian collusion story was mass hysteria in hindsight. Oh no, Scott, I knew that was mass hysteria as soon as it hit the gate. It was like, really? Russians get to be the boogeyman of the month. Well, they got to spend a couple of years at that. Those damn Ruskies, damn communist pinko spies. Yeah. It was the Russians that did it. The curious lack of solid evidence for Russian collusion is a red flag, as opposed to a false flag, which usually means that somebody shed some blood that really wasn't wanting to shed blood at that moment, but someone else decided we need to have a few real victims in this mess. So you're going to bleed. Sorry. No, we're not sorry. Sacrifices must be made, don't you know, for the good of all. The most visible mass hysteria of the moment involves the idea that the United States intentionally elected a racist president that grabs pussy. Yeah, how old is that fucking quote? How far back did you have to dig for that? How many guys, when they're among guys, don't talk like that? Okay, ladies, come on, admit it. How many of y'all, when it's just among the ladies? How many? Now, I will admit, I'm raising my hand. I trash talk. I can talk. Of course, I talk dirty on the radio, so y'all know it's obvious with me. Seriously, you got yourself all bent out of shape over something that happened years ago that caused no one any real physical, tangible harm. Babies. So, if that statement just triggered you, it might mean that you are in a mass hysteria bubble. All right, Bubble Boy. That's what I'm going to start calling them, because I don't want to call them snowflakes, because I really do like snowflakes. They're really quite pretty, and each one is individual. You know, no two snowflakes are alike, and yet those masses of Bubble Boys and Bubble Girls, oh wait, no, Bubble Gender Neutral Individuals, there we go, BGNIs. They are BGNIs from now on. I got to write that down so I can remember it. BGNI. Yeah. Because you know we got the whole LGBT whatever. So now we got the BGNI. Okay. Back to this. Okay. The cool part is that you can't fact check my claim. You are hallucinating if you are actually hallucinating, because yeah, neener. But you can read my description of the signs of mass hysteria and see if you check off the boxes. Oh, but you know, so many of these people that are in that, you know, whole butthurt zone, the BHZ, got to write that one down too. Because these are going to be my tags tonight. Thank you, leeches at B. The leeches at B. I got to remember that one too, because yeah, I'm going to have all these lovely little acronyms or whatever. Alphabet soup. So, if you're in the mass hysteria, recognizing you have all the symptoms of hysteria won't help you be aware you are in it. That's not how hallucinations work. Instead, your hallucination will automatically rewrite itself to expel any new data that conflicts with its illusions. Because, you know, all of these people, and I did see a video the other day. Yeah, I watched. It was on the internet, must be true. Saw a video of all of these young children. All of them of the paler pigmentation, except for one that was on camera. And bless her heart, she was a beautiful child. Dreads, absolutely gorgeous child. But all these people were saying, you are oppressing her. Now, I didn't see her being oppressed one damn bit, because she was able to speak her mind, and everybody else shouted down the other guy that was just simply asking questions, trying to find out what they were fighting for, yelling about, you know, whatever. And she was able to speak her mind, so I didn't see her being oppressed at all. But this big crowd behind her was yelling at this one little individual, letting him know how he was oppressing her. And then simply by his breathing, his presence on that side of the street, he was oppressing them as well. And I thought, wow, this dude is like got magic powers. It's magic. Fuck you. I'm oppressing you. Fuck you. Yeah, that's what it was. He was magical. And, you know, there was nothing in his hands when he did it too. I was impressed with his magical prowess. I really was. Because he eventually had to get the popo to come and escort him away. And I do believe he got arrested. Which is really sad. This one individual went over and got this angry mob all butthurt. And instead of dispersing the angry mob that was being violent and forceful, no, the one individual who was being sensible and just asking questions got arrested. Because, well, we can't have people acting sensible and asking questions. Why are you questioning our narrative? Shame on you. Oh, well. Back to Doug Adams. Thank you, Doug. I'm sorry. Or Scott Adams. Doug Adams was a really funny guy. Scott Adams is also funny, but not of the same caliber. Because he wrote Dilbert, and Doug Adams was, yeah, flat earth. Moving on. So, where was I at? Okay. If you're in a yada. Oh, okay. So, if you are not experiencing mass hysteria, you might be totally confused by the actions of people who are, which, no, I'm not confused. I just shake my head and go, wow. Wow. Y'all dress yourself. Damn. They appear to be irrational, but in ways that are hard to define. Yeah, I get that. You can't tell if they're stupid, unscrupulous, ignorant, mentally ill, emotionally unstable, or what. Is there a door that I can choose that says all of the above? Just asking. It just looks frickin' crazy, which, yes, it does, Scott. And I wanna break out the little self-hugging jackets whenever I'm around people like that. It's like, oh, sweetheart, you need a hug. Here, try this on. The reason you can't easily identify what the hell is going on in the country right now is that a powerful mass hysteria is in play. Kick 'em back into play. So, if you see the signs after I point them out, you're probably not in the hysteria bubble. If you read this and do not see the sign, it probably means that you're trapped inside the mass hysteria bubble. Help me! So here are some of the signs of mass hysteria. Let's try that again. Mass hysteria, and this is my own take on it, but I welcome you to fact check it with experts on mass hysteria. Number 1, the trigger event for cognitive dissonance. Ooh, trigger! He said trigger! Ah, that's a gun reference. Or is it a horse reference? You know, the lone stranger rode a horse named Trigger. Maybe it's not a gun reference. Take a chill pill. On November the 8th, 2016, half the country learned that everything they believed to be both true and obvious turned out to be wrong. The people who thought Trump had no chance of winning were under the impression that they were smart people who understood their country and politics and how things work in general. When Trumpelstiltskin won, they learned they were wrong. Let the gnashing of teeth, the wailing, the butt puckers ensue. They were so very wrong that they reflexively, because this is how all brains work, rewrote the scripts they were seeing in their minds until it all made sense again. I do that from time to time. The wrong about everything crowd decided that the only way their world made sense with their egos intact is that either the Russians helped Trump win, or there are far more racists in the country than they imagined, and he is their king. Much like Yertle the Turtle was their king. I am king of all that I survey, and I am always right, and I am an eloquent speaker, unless I have to wing it. And then it's yes, I'm talking about Dangleberry. Oh, Bammer. Those were the seeds of the two mass hysterias we witnessed today. Trumple's supporters experienced no trigger event for cognitive dissonance when Trumple's won. Their worldview was confirmed by observed events. Okay. The leeches at B went, Shitlery is really just... We don't think she's going to survive this campaign, which, quite frankly, I don't think she did. I think this is a double. My personal opinion. But we're going to throw a little monkey wrench in the thing just to let the little plebes and peons think that they actually have a say in things. So we're going to tell Shitlery, sorry, hon, we know we told you that you were going to get it, but no. Number one, your cankles, it just ain't doing it for us anymore. And, well, there's that whole shart photo. You just plain can't trust a fart, Shitlery. Which is how you got the nickname Shitlery. Yeah. So we're going to go with the Oompa Loompa guy. The guy with the orange hair. Because, well, you know, shits and giggles, and you apparently giggled and shit. Hence, look back at that photo. Moving along. Number 2, the ridiculousness of it. So, one sign of a good mass hysteria is that it sounds bonkers. to anyone who is not experiencing it. No, really? Imagine your neighbor telling you that he thinks the other neighbor is a witch. Well, if they're referring to me, I would say, cauldron boil and cauldron bubble, eye of newt and toe of frog. And then they would go, no, she's just a mower lady, leave her alone. Or imagine someone saying that the local daycare provider is a satanic temple in disguise. You know, that really wouldn't surprise me all that much, actually. Seeing some of the shit that goes on in those places. Woo. Or imagine someone telling you that tulip bulbs are more valuable than gold. You know, crazy stuff. Well, it depends. What kind of healthy... Yeah, move along. We're playing crazy stuff here. So, compare that to the idea that our POTUS is a Russian puppet. I'll have you know that Putin has Trumple ties. Seriously, they're ties. That if you turn them over on the back, it says Trump. Or that the country accidentally elected a racist who thinks that the KKK and Nazis are fine people. You know, crazy stuff. So if you think those examples don't sound crazy, regardless of the reality, you're probably inside a mass hysteria bubble. Number 3, the confirmation bias. This is one I'm wanting to find out about. So, if you are inside the mass hysteria bubble, you probably interpreted POTUS Trumpelstiltskin's initial statement on Charlottesville, which was politically imperfect to say the least, as proof positive he is a damned racist. Well, you know, he ran a race for POTUS, so yes, in that sense, he is a damned racist. He wanted the job of POTUS. As far as I'm concerned, that makes you freaking crazy right off the bat. So, if you're outside the mass hysteria bubble, you might have noticed that POTUS Trumpelstiltskin never campaigned to be our moral leader. Because, quite frankly, the government has zero room to talk when it comes to morals. He presented himself as, in his own words, no angel. I'm thinking, obvious. Captain Obvious stepped into the room. So with the set of skills he offered to use in the public's interest, he was big on law and order, great, and equal justice under the law. I don't want to be under any law because man-made laws are pretty much bullshit. But he never offered moral leadership, which you cannot legislate morality, and that's what an awful lot of laws are, these are moral judgments. Plain and simple. A lot of them are moral judgments. People know that killing someone just for shits and giggles is wrong. People know this. You don't need a law. It's this whole law thing that makes people, you know, it's kind of like making pot illegal. People are going to go out and try it now because it's illegal. It's the whole fun, the adventure. And I'm sure there are ass munches out there that are like, ooh, they say killing folk is wrong. Let's go find out why. Let's go try that. Yeah. You don't need those kind of laws. You know, those are just kind of, if it's a common sense kind of thing. Oh, wait. Common sense died. Never mind. Moving along. Evidently, Republicans don't depend on politicians for moral leadership. That's a good thing. It's probably a good call. Yes, I agree with you, Scott. It is a good call. Don't look to politicians for any kind of moral leadership because they'll lead you right down the gutter into the sewer system. So, when the horror in Charlottesville shocked the country, citizens instinctively looked to their POTUS for moral leadership. Why? Why not look inside yourself? Y'all have a moral compass. Use it! The POTUS instead provided a generic law and order statement. Under pressure, he later named specific groups and disavowed the racists. He was clearly uncomfortable being our moral lighthouse because, well, yeah, that's also why they don't have the 10 Commandments in courtrooms anymore. Makes for a hazardous work environment. That's probably why he never described his moral leadership as an asset when running for POTUS. He observed that he has never been shy about any other skill he brings to the job. So it probably isn't an accident when he avoids mentioning any ambitions for moral leadership. If he wanted us to know he would provide that service, I think he would have mentioned it by now. But yeah, even he knows he's a businessman. He's been a businessman for years. That pretty much, for the most part, negates a hell of a lot of moral fiber. Not saying that there aren't business people out there that don't have moral fiber. But for the most part, yeah. Wide brush I'm painting a swath with right now. Yeah, I'm using a wide brush as opposed to a shovel, just so as you know. So, if you already believe POTUS Trumpelstiltskin is a racist, his weak statement about Charlottesville seems like confirmation. But if you believe he never offered moral leadership, only equal treatment under the law, that's what you saw instead. And you made up your own mind about morality. The tricky part here is that any interpretation of what happened could be confirmation bias. But ask yourself, which one of these versions sounds less cray-cray? Number 1, a sitting POTUS who is a branding expert thought it would be a good idea to go easy on murderous Nazis as a way to improve his popularity, or a country elected a racist leader who is winking to the KKK and white supremacists that they have a free pass to start a race war now, or a mentally unstable racist clown with con man skills, mostly just lying, eviscerated the Republican primary field and won the presidency. He keeps doing crazy, impulsive, racist stuff, but for some reason the economy is going well, jobs are looking good, North Korea blinked, ISIS is on the ropes, the Supreme Court got a qualified judge. It was mostly luck. Okay, I'm not real sure I agree with a lot of those assumptions there, but hey. Or the guy who didn't offer to be your moral leader didn't offer any moral leadership, just law and order applied equally. His critics cleverly and predictably framed it as being soft on Nazis. One of those narratives is less crazy sounding than the others. It doesn't mean the less crazy one has to be true, but normal stuff happens far more often than crazy stuff. And critics will frame normal stuff as crazy whenever they get a chance, aka whenever it fits the narrative or the propaganda. Stop stepping up to the propaganda trough and dining on that cuisine. They may be telling you that that is prime rib, but I'm sorry, darling, that is a McShit sandwich. Just saying. And stop drinking the Kool-Aid while you're at it, too. Now, number 4, the oversized reaction. It would be hard to overreact to a Nazi murder or to racist marching in the streets with torches. That stuff demands a strong reaction. But if a Republican agrees with you that Nazis are the worst and you threaten to punch that Republican for not agreeing with you exactly the right way, that might be an oversized reaction. You just might be a special little BGNI. Number 5, the insult without supporting argument. Oh, here we go. I'm insulted. So what is salt like? I've never been in it. So I'm just curious. You seem to wallow in it quite often. When people have actual reasons for disagreeing with you, they offer those reasons without hesitation. Strangers on social media will cheerfully check your facts, your logic, and your assumptions. Such as, if you post a picture of a stick, someone will say, "Nuh-uh, it's a twig." "Nuh-uh, that's racist because it's got white bark." Seriously, I saw that happen with my own 2 eyes. But when you start seeing ad hominem, is that how you say that? Whatever. When you start seeing these crazy ass attacks that offer no reason at all, that might be a sign that people in mass hysteria bubbles don't understand what is wrong with your point of view, except that it sounds more sensible than their own, and therefore they must latch out. Because, well, we can't have someone else making sense and making us look like retreads, which you are. For the past 2 days, I've been disavowing Nazis on Twitter. The most common response from the people who agree with me is that my comic strip sucks and I'm ugly, which, ooh, cut me to the quick. Oh, wow, I'm ugly. That's some witty repartee there, let me tell ya. The mass hysteria signals I described here are not settled science or anything like it. This is only my take on the topic, based on personal observation and years of experience with hypnosis and other forms of persuasion. I present this filter on the situation as the first step in dissolving the mass hysteria. It isn't enough, but more persuasion is coming. So if you're outside the mass hysteria bubble, you might see what I'm doing in this blog as a valuable public service. If you're inside the mass hysteria bubble, I look like a Nazi collaborator. So how do I look? Well, I think your comic strip sucks and you're ugly. Not really, but I thought I would go along with the rest of the people that agree with you, so what the hell? I got told the other day that I'm a flat earther, that rocks are even more intelligent than I am, and it was like, wow. Thank you, honey. I'm going to give you the award for the overachiever and jumping to conclusions. 'Cause damn, when I say not really and you jump that far, that's like the long jump times 10. I'm impressed. And I was quite impressed. So, okay, what's going on over here? Dun, 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 dun. Holy Jehovah, you guys are doing bombs. Okay, what's that like? Standing in line with a load of groceries, waiting some foo with a debit card they don't know how to use just to buy a $1 lottery ticket? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. That is kind of sad. Although Powerball here in the state of Kansas is $2. Just saying, because I bought one. Actually, I bought several because there was a few of us that went together. And I said, start planning on how you going to spend all that money because we're winning. Got to have positive attitude. And we are. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that's what I'm going to have is a chicken dinner when I get my money. There, I'm going to piss off some vegans too. Did you see the video about all those people that were rescuing frozen chickens and turkeys from the meat case? They were taking them to have a proper burial. I'd have been more impressed if they went and rescued some live ones. Just saying. Doesn't take a whole hell of a lot of effort to go into a grocery store, spread out a black blanket, pick up all kinds of frozen turkeys and frozen chickens, lay them on that blanket, and then put flowers around it and go, we're so sorry. You didn't do it. Why are you apologizing? Sometimes people just make me scratch my head, and I really need to stop doing that because it's starting to look like I got a fungus among us. I'm scratching my head so much. It's not an attractive look. Most people go, you got dandruff? No, I'm just seeing what other people are doing and scratching my head and going, shit. How in the hell did you come up with that? Okay, let's see. Let me find a fun little... Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay. Oh shit, I am almost out. Of course, it took me a little bit longer this evening to get going. So I will run a little over just because. Just because. So I'm going to go over and check the pig. Pig, because I am a politically incorrect kind of gal, and these are politically incorrect kind of guys. So, the word of the day is shortcut. It is a road warrior euphemism, which means I'm severely lost and refuse to ask for directions, so I'll turn right at the next intersection and pretend like I know what I'm doing. Now, I call that taking the scenic route, but that's just me. In their quotable quotes section, in my view, destroying works of art or historical relics is a sickness. It's an irrational means of purging from one's consciousness any remnant of the past. In philosophy, it's known as primacy of consciousness, whereby getting something out of your perpetual field enables you to pretend it does not exist. La 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 la. Primacy of consciousness means what you think, feel, or perceive trumps everything, including facts of objective reality. In psychiatry and psychology, it's called insanity. And when you falsely believe something that isn't true, that you didn't see something happen, it's not there, it's not a sign of moral superiority. It's delusion and mental illness. That is from Dr. Hurd. Thank you guys for that quote. And yeah, there's an awful lot of people that are deluding themselves. There's an awful lot of people judging folks that lived in the 1500s, the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, and 1900s, even this century. You are judging people by our moral standards. And quite frankly, if they could look ahead and see what's going on right now, I'm thinking that their judgment of us would probably be even less than what yours is of them. You cannot apply our moral values on the past, because the past there were different conditions. Don't you know? Granted, you have human conditions that are universal and that are timeless, but you also have human behaviors that are dependent on the times. Used to be considered okay to have slaves back in the day. Now it seems to be okay to be a slave and yet be pissed at the people that actually paid money for them a couple 100 years ago, not realizing that you're a slave. Moving along. This date in history, the 23rd of August, 1929, 2 decades before the State of Israel is created by the United Nations edict, some religion of peace Islamikazi punks attack Jews in Promised Land. Really? So you had some individuals of one religious persuasion attack other individuals of another religious persuasion, and okay, whatever. People attacked people. Let's put it that way, shall we? Yeah, pretty much whatever their reasons are, it was their reasons, whether they were intelligent reasons or not. It was their reasons. I don't have to condone them or like them. This date in history, the 23rd of August, 1936. In his first game, 17-year-old Bob Feller strikes out 15 batters. Holy shit. Overachiever, Bob. He's one hell of a feller, ain't he? And lastly, this date in history, August the 23rd, 2011. Mother Nature fakes everyone out when she nails Mineral, Virginia, with a 5.8 earthquake that is felt as far north as Ontario and as far south as Atlanta, Georgia. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. Y'all, if you wish to read any more, Pig Gazette has got all kind of fun stuff going on over here. These guys are truly politically incorrect, and I don't necessarily agree with them all the time, but I do find them amusing from time to time, depending on my mood and what they write. So, let's see, what else? Let me take a peek in my pocket for one more ditty, because I just got a little bit more time to go. Yeah, we're going to go here. Seeing as how I've been pretty much focusing on this all day long. I saw this one. I don't remember if it was over the weekend or if it was Monday or when it was I saw it, but I seen it. Okay, 22nd. So it must have been yesterday. Hey, there you go. This is from the nationalpatriot.com. Weed Weasels, Statues, and the Truth. By Craig Anderson. So, today it's statues that are being removed. Statues of Confederates, to be precise. And why? Because some people claim to be offended by them. It's a conundrum, really. The terminally offended, which one can most usually find in the deep woods of their natural habitat, on the left side of the political aisle, say that those statues of Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, and the like just have to go. They must be removed because they are tangible reminders of the era of slavery. They are tangible reminders of what used to be accepted behavior, what is no longer accepted behavior, and yet we are all experiencing it because we all have them frickin' blinders on and swallowed the Kool-Aid and propaganda trough shit that said, you are free people, you are so free that you have to ask for permission to do just about anything, but you are free, and all those other countries, well, we have to go bomb them because they hate you for your freedoms. Really? So, reminders of slavery, huh? So if those statues are removed, what? History scrubbed? Clean of the stain of slavery? Nah. Doesn't work that way. Statues or not, slavery existed in our country way back when. And it will have always existed as a matter of history. So let me provide a few examples. At one point in our history, people thought it was fashionable for men to wear powdered wigs, silk stockings, large buckles on their shoes. I want to sing and dance. Okay, moving along. That, of course, was before they realized it looked silly, and they quit doing it. But it's still part of our history. Slavery in the South was, at one point, thought to be necessary for the southern states to be agriculturally productive in order to keep economic pace with the industry in the northern states. That was before Eli Whitney said, keep your cotton picking hands off my gin. And the South discovered that they could keep right on growing economically without slavery after all. The natural enemy of cotton production in the era of slavery was the boll weevil. And today, the natural enemy of sanity is the liberal weed weasel. Times have changed. Today's weed weasels want Confederate statues removed because they claim those statues represent a culture of slavery. What they won't admit is that those statues actually represent their own political party's history, as those southern states back in the day were all run and populated by demon craps. And those statues they now want so badly removed are statues of demon craps. What today's liberals are hoping you won't notice is that they are eliminating their own cultural history and is offensive to them, and they would rather not be reminded of it every time they see a certain face cast in bronze or a certain flag. The very same weed weasels who are demanding that every statue of Robert, Jefferson, and Beauregard be removed due to cultural offenses perceived are the advocates excuse me, of importing into our country the flesh and blood personages of every Ahmed, Mohammed, and Mohammed who represents the most culturally offensive ideology on earth. Muslims, who, by the way, are still in the business of slavery. Yeah. 27 million black people are still owned as slaves today in Muslim countries, yet no liberal ever complains about that. Yeah. How many women are transgressed upon? How many women are circumcised in other countries? And no liberal steps up for women's rights there. So remove the statues. We must, they say. But suggest the removal of the Muslims? Why, that would be culturally offensive. And while, according to the weed weasels, we must eliminate the offensive cultural history of our own southern states, excuse me, we must at the same time protect the culturally offensive future of every butt-crackistan on the planet to kill us all by bringing as many of them as possible over here to do it. This is where the weed weasels and the Muslims find common ground of sorts. Everything some of us used to be is offensive to the weed weasels, while everything all of us are is offensive to the Muslims. Okay, now I don't know that for truth, but this I'm just going to put this out here. Don't necessarily agree with everything he has to say, but maybe that's because I don't have enough information yet either. So while the weed weasels want old statues removed, the Muslims want us all removed. And guess what? They do a bang-up job of removing religious artifacts, religious writings, religious art, religious statues. Muslims are damn good at that as well. So both on the same team on that thing. Got to put that out there. Or at least individuals dressed as Muslims or portraying themselves as Muslims. Let's put it that way. So the question is, once all the statues that are deemed offensive to weed weasels are gone, what's next in the effort to remove any and all offenses from the nation in which we live? Crosses on churches will have to be removed because they offend atheists. And outside of the rabid pack of weed weasels, one doesn't find very many stray, free-range atheists. Corbels, those decorative supports of building ledges and roofs may have to go due to the offense taken by minimalists. Simple designs for simple minds. Capitalism is most certainly on the removal list, as that sort of thing offends the terminally socialist who prefer a political ideology of historical failure and collapse over a thriving economy which allows businesses to grow and people to be self-sufficient. I'm not real sure if capitalism does that, but alrighty then. Naturally, the entire Bill of Rights, along with the Constitution, must go, as weed weasels are horribly offended by any notion that people should be more powerful than the gooberment, from which their every want and need is supplied to them by the very people that the removal of capitalism will render incapable of supplying anything at all. Separate bathrooms for men and women, along with all personal pronouns, will be done away with because, along with being terminally offended, the common weed weasel is also terminally confused by the scientific evidence that there are but two genders, and they are different. One has a gear shift and ball bearing. The other one has a credit card swiping. Okay, come on, guys, admit it. Spend money on it. This also accounts for gay pride parades in which men are often seen wearing silly powdered wigs, silk stockings, and buckles on their shoes. Pants are usually optional but frowned upon at such culturally sensitive gatherings. Public education will have to be removed by weed weasels to be replaced by political indoctrination. Oh, wait. Public education disappeared before the statues. My bad. Just about 99.9999999% of everything white offends weed weasels and will therefore need to be eliminated, which, by the way, if you're offended by statues and flags, stop wearing cotton. Seriously, stop wearing cotton. Because, yeah, slavery, cotton pickers. Stop wearing cotton. It reminds you of slavery and oppression. Stop it. Just don't go naked where I see you, okay? Okay. This, of course, includes paper, crayons, linen sales, pale, conservatives, and eggs. So, come on, we all know eggs in brown shells are more expensive at the overpriced bean sprout stores because they are more culturally diverse and therefore better for you. The only thing that will be allowed to remain white will be Priuses. Paint for use only by weed weasel minimalists, and chalk used to outline the victims of black-on-black murders in urban areas of our country. These, of course, are just some of the things the weed weasels would like to see removed, lest they remain to surely offend those who seem always to be offended, either personally or on the behalf of others. And while one statue after another is removed or desecrated by weed weasels or by those intent on appeasing the varmints, beginning with the statue of Robert E. Lee in Charlottesville that seemed to ignite a whole new round of pretend offense, there are a few things you need to know. Robert E. Lee was not in any way, shape, or form an advocate of slavery. In fact, he despised the idea. He was a Southerner, proud of his Southern roots, and the culture of hard work, resolve, rebellion, and family strength that went with it. Lee was also against monuments regarding the Civil War. And while weed weasels are quick to point out that he opposed Confederate monuments, the fact is he opposed them all, regardless of blue or gray. The overwhelming vast majority of landowners in the South before the Civil War were not slaveholders. Weed weasels are always quick to point out that nearly 31% of Southern families owned slaves. So what they're hoping Common Core math keeps you from realizing is that more than 2/3 of Southern families didn't own slaves. Most of the brass in the Army of the South didn't care for slavery. And again, the overwhelming vast majority of those who fought under them had nothing whatsoever to do with slavery. As a matter of fact, available to any who are open to facts rather than being convinced by propaganda. The Confederate flag, so reviled by weed weasels, was revered by Southerners, but not because it stood for slavery, because it stood for perseverance. At the end of the Civil War, why did so many former slaves stay in the South when they could have just as easily headed north or west? It's because they wanted to adopt for themselves the culture that flag stood for. The Confederate flag is not a flag of slavery. It's a regional thing that stands for pride in a way of life different from any other in this country to this day. There was then and is today a politeness in the South that is plain, but not politically correct. And I just want to tell you, usually when someone, well, okay, I can't say usually, but don't be surprised if when someone says, bless your heart, they are actually thinking, fuck off and die. There's a sense of kinship there that simply doesn't exist north of the Mason-Dixon line. Southerners then and now have a rebellious nature that doesn't include going with the flow, being highly suspicious of everybody they meet, being cold or uncaring, and thinking that the government has all the answers. This goes on for quite a ways, but I'm going to read one more quick thing. Quick history lesson. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery 100% Republican support, 23% Democratic support. No, it really didn't abolish slavery, but that's a whole other discussion. The 15th Amendment was the right to vote for all, 100% Republican support, 0 Democrat support. The 14th Amendment gave citizenship to freed slaves, 94% Republican support, 0% Democrat support. So who's the real party of racism? I think there's just an awful lot of people out there that are assholes that want to keep the divide going. I'm going to go ahead and share this link with y'all so you can finish reading it, because I really do need to get out of here. Thank you all for listening in. I know I went a little bit over, but I started a little bit late, so hey. Be sure to stick around. I'm sure there's all kind of other stuff going on over here on the RLM. Thanks for listening in. I will be back on Friday for the Freaker Friday edition of Grammy's Rocket Chair. But until